everyone, this is Alex and welcome to my YouTube channel. Our lesson for this video is about one of the composite angle formulas of the trigonometry na tinatawag natin as the sum and difference identities. And without further ado, let's begin. We have two formulas each for sum and difference identities for cosine, sine, and tangent. So for cosine, sum identity is cosine A plus B is equal to cosine A cosine B minus sine A sine B. And the difference identity, cosine A minus B is equal to cosine A cosine B plus sine A times sine B. And for sine function naman, sine A plus B is equal to sine A times cosine B plus cosine A times sine B. Sine A minus B, the difference identity, is equal to sine A times cosine B minus cosine A times sine B. And for the last, we have for tangent function, sum identity, tangent A plus B is equal to tangent A plus tangent B.
What?
Tangent A plus tangent B all over 1 minus tangent A times tangent B. And for the difference identity naman, for tangent function, tangent A minus B is equal to tangent A minus tangent B over 1 plus tangent A times tangent B. So these are all the formulas for the sum and difference identities of one of the composite angles natin sa trigonometry. And to apply all these identities, let's take example number 1. Example number 1, evaluate the value of cosine 15 degrees. Meron na tayong given na table from our previous lessons. Yun isang table for special and quadrantal angles. Meron na tayong value doon. Pero what if wala tayong exact value, like for this example, we have given cosine 15 degrees. So gagamitin natin ng sum and difference identities. Para may apply natin, one technique para may apply natin sum and difference identity is to separate this 15 degrees. Pero dapat, kung ipag-iwalay natin into two parts, pwedeng pa-addition, pwedeng pa-subtraction, dapat equal pa rin siya into 15. For example, for cosine 15 degrees, pwede natin siyang equate as cosine 45 degrees minus 30 degrees. So, 45 minus 30 is 15 degrees pa din. Pwede na nating apply ng sum and difference identity, and for this situation, ang i-apply natin is difference identity for cosine para malaman natin exact value ng cosine 15 degrees. So this is one way of application of sum and difference identity sa kahit anong trigonometric problem natin. So let's apply now. Cosine 15 degrees is cosine 45 degrees minus 30 degrees. And from the difference identity ng cosine function natin, we have cosine, dito natin lagay, cosine A minus B is equal to cosine A times cosine B plus sine A sine B. Ang A natin dito is yung 45 degrees, ang B natin is yung 30 degrees. So, i-apply lang natin itong part na to dito. So, this is cosine A na 45 degrees times cosine B na 30 degrees plus sine A na 45 degrees times sine B na 30 degrees. So, ayan. So, and then we simplify from the table na ibinigay sa ating previous lessons. Meron na tayong exact values dito. So, i-substitute na lang natin. Ayan. Yung known values natin, ilalagay na lang natin. Cosine 45 degrees minus 30 degrees is equal to ang exact value ng ating cosine 45 from the table na given is square root of 2 over 2 times the value of cosine 30 na square root of 3 over 2 plus the value of sine 45 na square root of 2 over 2 din times the value of sine 30 na 1 over 2 or simply 1/2. So ito, pwede na natin siyang i-rewrite ulit as cosine 15 degrees since nagawa naman na niya yung kanyang purpose. This cosine 15 degrees is equal to, we multiply, and then we add. So the square root of 2 times square root of 3 is square root of 6, and 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Plus, the quantity of square root of 2 times 1 is square root of 2 over 2 times 2 is 4. And then we add the fraction. Obvious naman, ang kanilang least common denominator is 4. Cosine 15 degrees is equal to square root of 6 plus square root of 2 over 4. Sana yan, ito na yung ating exact value for cosine 15 degrees since hindi na natin pwedeng ipag-combine yung square root of 6 plus square root of 2. So this is the answer for example number 1. Example number 2, evaluate the value of sine 75 degrees. Like example number 1, ganun lang din ang gagawin natin. To apply the sum and difference identity, itong 75 degrees natin, we are going to separate into two parts. Pero dapat yung two parts na yun ay equal pa rin sa 75 degrees with the corresponding operation. Sine 75 degrees, sine 45 degrees plus sine 30 degrees. So this is RA and this is RB. Alam na agad natin na this is the sum identity of sine function kasi ito plus. And by sum identity, sine A plus B is equal to sine A cosine B plus cosine A sine B. So, ito ngayon ang i-apply natin dito. And this is now equal to sine 45 degrees cosine 30 degrees plus cosine 45 degrees times sine 30 degrees. And this is sine 45 degrees plus 30 degrees. Okay, now again, we already know the value of sine 45, cosine 30, cosine 45, and sine 30 since given na sa atin yung values niyan from the special and quadrantal angles in terms of degrees and radians. So, pwede natin ibalik to as sine 75 degrees. Sine 45 is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Cosine 30 is equal to square root of 3 over 2. Cosine 45 is square root of 2 over 2 pa din. And sine 30 is equal to 1/2. We multiply, and then pagsasamahin natin, i-add natin. Square root of 2 times square root of 3 is square root of 6 over 4, 2 times 2. Plus square root of 2 times 1 is square root of 2 over 4 pa din. This is 4, 2 times 2. Sine 75 degrees. And finally, sine 75 degrees natin is equal to the value of, this is 4, I'm sorry. This is 4. 4 times, obviously, ang LCD natin for this operation ay 4. This is 4. And this is square root of 6 plus square root of 2 since we cannot add square root of 6 plus square root of Since we cannot add square root of 6 and square root of 2 unless we're going to use calculator. And dahil wala tayong calculator, sine 75 degrees is equal to square root of 6 plus square root of 2 over 4. This is example number 2. Example number 3, evaluate the value of tangent 7 pi over 12. So in this problem, in terms of radians na tayo. Pero, same process lang if we're going to apply the sum and difference identity. And this time, tangent function ang given sa atin. So for 7 pi over 12, we again separate it into two parts. Pero dapat equal pa rin sa 7 pi over 12. And isang technique na kanina pa natin ginagawa actually, for example number 1, example number 2, kung isi-separate natin siya into two parts, dapat special angle yung gagamitin natin, special or quadrantal angle, kasi may exact values na tayo for those angles. Kasi kung hindi special or quadrantal angle ang gagamitin natin, mas lalo tayong magiging complicated. Tangent 7 pi over 12 can be rewritten as, let's say, tangent over 12, of course, over 12, 4 pi, and plus 3 pi. So, 4 pi over 12 plus 3 pi over 12 is equal to 7 pi over 12. And, eto, pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify into lowest term. Tangent, this is pi over 3 na lang. And ito naman, this is pi over 4 naman. So, ito ang ating A, ito ang ating B, and this time, may apply natin, since ang kanyang operation is plus, we can apply that sum identity of tangent function. And for sum identity of tangent function, we have tangent A plus B is equal to tangent A plus tangent B over 1 minus tangent A times tangent B. Ito ang gagamitin natin ngayon. Sulat natin dito. Tangent pi over 3 plus pi over 4 is equal to tangent A na 3 pi, na pi over 3 plus tangent B, value ng B natin is pi over 4 over 1 minus tangent A na pi over 3 times tangent B na pi over 4. Substituting the known values, alam na natin yung tangent pi over 3, tangent pi over 4. Pwede natin i-write to as tangent 7 pi over 12 na ulit. Tangent pi over 3 na natin is equal to square root of 3. Plus, ang ating tangent pi over 4 is equal to 1 over 1, ito yun, minus tangent pi over 3 na square root of 3 times 1, yung ating value ng tangent pi over 4. We simplify, lagay na natin dito, tangent 7 pi over 12 is equal to square root of 3 plus 1, hindi natin pwedeng ipag-add, of course. And this is 1 minus 3 square root of 3. Ang next na simplification natin, we use the one method of the algebra, tawag natin as the rationalization method. I-rationalize natin yung denominator. So, ang gagawin natin, we multiply by 1 plus square root of 3. Ayan. And ganun din ang gagawin natin sa numerator, 1 plus square root of 3. And then, we multiply, and this is equal to 3, square root of 3 times 1 is square root of 3. Square root of 3 times 1, square root of 3 pa din. And 1 times 1 is 1. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3 na lang. Yung baba naman, we have 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times square root of 3 is positive square root of 3. 1 times negative square root of 3 is negative square root of 3. And negative square root of 3 times positive square root of 3 is negative 3 na lang. So, we combine like terms. Ito ay 4. And this is 2 square root of 3 plus square root of 3 ka. Consider it as x plus x. So, magiging 2x. Hence again, wala tayong calculator. Plus 2 square root of 3 over cancel, and this is 1 minus 3. 4 plus 2 square root of 3 over this negative 2. Pwede na tong answer, pero pwede pa natin kasi siyang i-simplify. So, this is, i-factor out natin yung 2 sa numerator. 2 is 2 na lang ito, plus square root of 3 over, ganun din dito, factor out natin yung 2. Actually, 2 na yan. This is negative 2. This is 2 and negative 1. Para makancel natin ito, and matitira na lang sa atin, finally, lagay na natin dito, tangent 7 pi over 12 is equal to negative 2 minus square root of 3. So, this is the answer for tangent 7 pi over 12. This is example number 3.